I'm waiting to see if we have a. There we go. There we go. We are live on Instagram. All right. It is a vertical crop. I'm waiting to see if we have a. All right. There we go. There we go. It is a. Let me just. We're live on Instagram. First time we've been live on Instagram, they've had. I'm going to monitor that because it is a vertical crop. That's. Does it change if I change? Does it change with me? I don't know if it does or not. If it's just cropping my. Looks like it is. I'm not sure, but I wanted. One of the things I wanted to test this morning was going live on Instagram. This is just something that's new. No, it doesn't do that. So bear with me a minute here. Bear with me 1 minute. It's very interesting. I'm monitoring the Instagram, and of course, it takes a vertical slice out, but it is live. It is the first time I broadcast live to my Instagram account, so I have to keep an eye on that to make sure I'm somewhat centered for the camera, for them. Obviously, I can't do both 16 by 9 and 19 by 6 at the same time, so we'll have to watch. It's really strange. I have to type backwards in Instagram in order to, it was coming out backwards. Very strange. I have no idea what that's about, but I'm typing in the comment field and it was coming out backwards. So I had to type yes, S-E-Y rather than Y-E-S. I have no idea. No idea whatsoever why that's the case. If you notice, my voice is a little strange. I have a pretty bad cold. I've had it for a few days. Cold, sore throat and stuff. So a little bit congested this morning. So anyway, we're back here again for another Final Cut Pro, Final Cut TV and Coffee. Another one. Thank you very much for the thumbs up already. Thank you. Good morning, all the way from North Carolina, ready for another Saturday morning of Final Cut Pro info and insights. Absolutely. We'll see what's going on in the world of Final Cut Pro today. Good morning from Philadelphia. Now, and they're not going to be able to see all the comments in Instagram, but it's nothing I can do about that. So, yeah, so the Instagram comments are cut off. But at least it's streaming. At least it's streaming to Instagram. This is something new for me, for sure. And if I wanted to go to Instagram only, I would do a 9:16 vertical video. But I'm not doing that because most of my audience is on YouTube and Facebook. So YouTube and Facebook, it's a 16:9. I'm not going to do a 19:6. But it is very interesting. It is doing. I'll show you. Let me just pull up here. Let me show you what it is. There it is on Instagram. You can see it's just a vertical slice. I'll bring this up every once in a while to show what it looks like on Instagram Live, but that's what's going on there. I figured I'd just try it out. It's available. We can do that now with Restream. I mean with, not Restream, Ecamm Live. So I'll just keep an eye on it, but it's basically, I really can't move left or right or anything. Not that I do anyway. Because it's like I said, it's a vertical crop. I actually have, you know what I have? I made up these crop points to see if I can stay within the Instagram frame. This is like a third, the center third. And I just put these up to see if I can stay within that guideline. But I'm not going to worry about it that much. I mean, I don't have that many followers on Instagram. I'm hardly ever on there. But I figured since I can stream live there, why not? Why the typing comment backwards is there, I don't know. I have to type backwards for Instagram. No idea. No idea what that's about. Is it my keyboard? I don't think so. Good morning from Denmark. Thank you for your advice regarding Topaz. The quality improvement upscaling 2 times is very visible. Yes, it is. I'm gonna resize these comments and bring them over more toward the center so we can get them more on Instagram, so Instagram can see them a little bit more anyway. That's okay. Nothing really I can do about it. It's just you can't please both the 9:16 aspect ratio streams and the 16:9 aspect ratio. But anyway, first time, thank you very much for the thumbs up. Thank you very much. This is the first time I've streamed live to Instagram. It is there. Now it just froze. I have no idea why. But anyway, we're going to keep on going on with YouTube and Facebook. Instagram is frozen for some reason. I don't know why. We'll just see if it stays. We will just see if it stays. But anyway, I wanted to test it out since it's available. There we go. It's back live again. I wanted to test it out to see if it's available. Now, this morning, I'm not having coffee. I'm having Irish breakfast tea. I think that's a little bit better for my sore throat. Here's our friend Yari. Our good friend Yari from Helsinki, Finland. How you doing, Yari? Good evening to you. Maybe I'll see you at NAB this year. If things go as planned, I'm already planning for NAB. NAB 2024, it's middle of April again. We'll see if there's anything. If Apple comes out with the goggles, whatever those things are. I guess they're hard to demo, though, aren't they? Because you got to fit the people. Everybody's got to be fit individually. So it'd be kind of hard. Sounds like you got the flu. I got a bad cold. Sounds like you got the flu. I got a cold and a sore throat. Yes, I do. It's not the flu. I don't have the flu, though. Good morning from stormy Florida. But I figured I'm in my studio by myself. Nobody else can catch my cold. So I figured I'd still come on Saturday. Now, I have the question for next week. Should I come on next week? Next week is the Christmas weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it next Saturday or not. We'll have to see. You can comment if you want me to come back on to next Saturday. But I'm not sure if I'm going to make it this over the holidays or not. I am going to there will be a Final Cut Pro Radio podcast out. End of the year podcast. Here we have our good old backyard. Look how nice it looks. There's no leaves anywhere. No leaves anywhere. We had our final leaf cleanup, and there's no leaves anywhere. Before there were like a foot of leaves out there. Don says if you were on next Saturday, I'll be there. Okay. That's one vote for yes. So far, we only got, I think, one person watching us over there at Instagram, which is Sean B. Beckner. He says, Instagram is finicky. I'll try to make it understandable through, of course. Did you use your blower? Yes, I did. Did I use my blower? I used my blower, but I also hired, it's too many for me to handle. It's really too many. I used my new leaf blower, absolutely, which is the reason I got it. And do a poll. That's what I'm doing now, live. You mean an actual poll on Twitter? On YouTube. I'm not sure how to do that. But yeah, I'm doing a poll now. If people want to watch next Saturday, I'll see if I can make it. But if not, everybody, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, whatever your holiday celebration is in your family. Absolutely the best. It's a little too early to wish Happy New Year's yet, but that'll be next week. That will be next week. So they have this Christmas street in Baltimore. It's in Hamden. And the whole city block is just nothing but Christmas lights up and down. Every single, I think they're row houses, townhouses, whatever they are. Everybody decorates from just completely up and down the street. So they have we call it Christmas Street. It gets on the national news a lot. And I was planning on going there this week, but I didn't make it because I have a cold. But next week, maybe I'll get there. Maybe I'll get there Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday. I won't go over the weekend. It'll be too crowded. It's always crowded. But the one I did last year, I did a video from there. It's got 6,000, 7,000 views on Facebook Live. On Facebook, not Facebook Live, just Facebook. So I'll try to get there again next week and see if I feel better and head up there. It's not that far. We'll go up there and eat some dinner. I will be here next Saturday if you're on. Joe Wilson says, Good morning from Boise. Absolutely, Joe. Thanks everybody for showing up this morning. We already got a bunch of thumbs up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So this is interesting. I'm still monitoring the Instagram feed. Let me put it up there again. Here's the Instagram feed. It's the only way you can see the comments. Those comments are not coming through, so I have to play them. And the one says, Merry Christmas to you too, from Sean B. Beckner. Absolutely. Every once in a while, I'll pull that up so people can see it on Instagram. I don't expect much traffic on Instagram. YouTube, I have more. YouTube and Facebook for me are about neck and neck. These broadcasts get 500 to 1,000 views over a period of time, over a period of a week or so. But between Facebook and YouTube, sometimes one's more popular on Facebook, sometimes one's more popular on YouTube. There he is. Sean Beckner. Merry Christmas, everyone. Absolutely. Merry Christmas. So next, is it Monday? I guess it's Monday, right? Week from Monday. So we still got a little time to get up to there to Baltimore. Let's check on the... so I'm still expecting Final Cut Pro 10.7.1. I haven't given up hope yet before Christmas, but they do take off around Christmas and New Year's. So if we don't see it Tuesday or Thursday next week, Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, those would be the days that they would release it. They'd never released on a Wednesday yet, and they're not going to release it on Friday or over the weekend. So here's the thing. If they have identified some bugs in 10.7, I think there are a few, because I've seen reliable sources say that there are some bugs that they can reproduce. The color board keeps crashing or something if you click on it a certain way. Some other comments about the XML being problematic. Let me see what my streaming is right now. It's not too bad. Going to Instagram's not too bad. But anyway, I think Instagram is limited to 1 hour. So at 1 hour, I don't know, we'll just cut off. It might. Sean Beckner over at Instagram says, I'm releasing a video today and working with the scrolling timeline was great. Absolutely. I love the scrolling timeline. It's working good for me. I've seen a few places that reported having issues with it being a little stuttery or something, but it's even working on Intel machines. That's the amazing part. It's even working on Intel machines pretty effectively. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. But here's what I expect. So I think the Final Cut Pro, Apple is shutting down between Christmas and New Year's. Typically they do. So if we don't get an update Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, they've never done a Final Cut Pro update on a Wednesday before. Why, I don't know. But Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, then we'll have to wait, obviously, and probably till the first of the year, because I think they're shut down between Christmas and New Year's. But I guess there's a couple of ways they can do it. Somebody said, do you think they can get all the bugs that quickly for an update? Thank you very much for the thumbs up. That quickly, they can get all the bugs identified and fixed within a period of like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about they never fix all the bugs. Okay? They never fix all the bugs. No bug fix fixes all the bugs. A bug fix is a group of bugs that they have identified and they can fix. So whatever group of bugs they can identify and fix, they can put that out as a 10.7.1 update. It's not going to fix all the bugs, but it's going to fix maybe some of them that they can identify, so we don't have to be burdened with them for over past the Christmas holidays into 2024. It's just a package of bugs that they've identified, they can reproduce, and they can easily remedy. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said 10.7.1 could be coming out. Are there bugs? pretty sure there are. Have I experienced any? No, I have not experienced any, but I'm not using a color board picker. I'm not using that. I'm not exporting XML. So I'm not doing some of the things that other people have talked about having bugs with 10.7. But I have used the scrolling timeline, and it's fantastic. It's working great for me. I'm on a 2021 M1 Max MacBook Pro. Top of the line, everything except I didn't get the 8 terabyte SSD. I got the 4 terabyte. One of the things that I asked about, I run most of my large projects off of a 56 terabyte RAID 5 that I have. And my average in and out read speeds are 1400. And I was questioning if I could get better performance if I increase that from 1400, say, to 2800. If I could double that, or to 3000 with a pure SSD solution. And I finally got an answer, and that rate should be fast enough for everything that I'd be probably working on for, just maybe at the most the multi came up to 4 streams, but most of my stuff is not. Here's Joe Wilson says, I finished editing a feature-length documentary and then updated to 10.7 after compressing 10.6.10 and some critical libraries. I'm loving 10.7. I've noticed faster exports on my M1 Studio already. Sean Beckner over on Instagram says, Instagram will give you option to keep the video on your channel, and if you keep it, you will generate more and more momentum here. Exactly. That's what I figured. It doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't cost me anything extra to broadcast to Instagram. So I have the channel. Why not? All my social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I even have a thing on Twitch TV, which I never use because I'm not a gamer. They're all Richard Taylor TV. All of my social media is the same. So no matter where I go. So I've seen some people that have different one for this and different one for that, but I have them all the same, Richard Taylor TV. So grab your coffee. This is tea, Irish breakfast tea this morning. So the interesting thing is, Ecamm Live lets me broadcast to 4 different platforms simultaneously. So they're sending out the stream to all the 4 different platforms, not me. I'm sending it to their servers. Their servers are sending them out to all the different platforms. So anyway, 10.7.1. If I had to place a bet, I would say, well, there's a chance we'll see it next week. There's a chance. If they're going to take off like the first week of January and stuff, they may try to get it out before they take off. Now, I'm framing myself up to keep me centered in Instagram. I'm keeping myself centered in Instagram. That's why it's probably the center of the frame anyway. Once again, here's my Instagram framing right there. That's where I'm supposed to be centered. Eric says, I bought the new OWC 8 terabyte bus powered drive as a Christmas present to me. I'm looking at that one. That's definitely one of the ones I'm looking at, but I'm also looking at their 4 NVMe SSD drive solution too. The bus powered one looks really good. Looks really good. So between the two, but once again, am I going to see better performance over my RAID, which is about 1400 read and write? I don't know if I'm going to. Maybe, but not in most of the stuff that I do. It's just going to be the same as my RAID. So maybe I like to get a. Maybe they're going to update their. It was it and what is it called? Something Express, I think. They have 4 NVMe's married into a RAID enclosure. I forget what it's called, and it's pretty fast, 2800 or 3000, something like that. And you can do a RAID 5 if you want, RAID 1, 0, 10, or 5, or 4.0 or something. So I was looking at that one. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not in any hurry because I have very fast single NVMe SSDs, and I have my RAID, my 8 drive. It's an 8 spinning disk drive RAID 5 that I have, and that's the one that gets 1400. Plus, it's a RAID 5. Eric says 10.71 in January, I would think. I would not bet against that, Eric. I would not bet against that. I was thinking that they might identify some bugs in 10.7 that they might have fixed before they went on Christmas vacation. But it didn't happen last week. We still have one more week that it could happen, which is next Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. Wednesday would be very, very unusual. So this is the very first time that I streamed the live stream to Instagram. Let's go and check it out. Sorry. If there is only a few people requesting the scrolling timeline, here we go, Susan. I have finished 2 personal projects of roughly 1.5 hours after having installed 10.6, 10.7 in a rolling timeline really keeps me in the flow as I do not constantly have to stop the video. Yes, that's exactly right. The scrolling timeline is a big improvement to Final Cut. I've been waiting for it for a long time. It's one of the top, if not the top, requests that they've had over the years. It's one of the top requests they've had over the years. And if they didn't have requests for it, it wouldn't have been a top priority for them. But it was a top priority because they've got lots of requests for the scrolling timeline. Let's go over here and check. Let me see here. There we go. And wait for the cursor to be visible again. Yeah, it used to scroll off the screen. It would scroll out of view off the screen. Never made sense to me at any point. Whether you use the scrolling timeline or not, you have the option of turning it on. It's not turned on by default. It's turned off by default. And waiting for the waveforms to redraw. That's correct. Now you don't have to worry about that. I haven't tried any of the other things. I haven't tried any of the collapsing of the storyline or anything. I don't have any projects that have that. So what's going on in the backyard? not much. Pretty, what is it? It's not too bad. I think it's like 50 out there today. It's not that cold. There's one of our outdoor neighborhood cats. You can see him crawling across there. Let's see if I can pull him up. Let me pull him up. We can watch him. He's one of the lucky, we have community cats, we call them. They're all tame, and they go back and forth between different houses. He's one of the ones that lives at another house most of the time, but he also sleeps on our place. Sleeps on we have a sunroom that cats can stay in. There's a couple of cats that stay in there for the winter. And it has heating pads for him and stuff and protects him from the rain and the wind. But he doesn't live there, but he comes there sometime. That's where he's headed right now. He's going to check and see if there's any food out there. Better keyframing is one I'd like to see soon. So, Eric, have you seen Motion's advanced keyframe editor? It's fantastic. It's really, really good. I really like, that's one of the things I like about Motion is their keyframe editor. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. It's appreciated. Also, don't forget to, let's put this up, Final Cut TV. Don't forget to subscribe over there at YouTube if you haven't subscribed already. That would be very, very beneficial. So, have you liked the pace of development of Final Cut? I don't think anybody's really satisfied with the pace. At least 100% satisfied with the pace of development of Final Cut. I'm certainly not. I like to see things happen quicker. That could be the nature, but what are we comparing it to? We're comparing it to Resolve. That's what I'm comparing it to. And Resolve is like breakneck speed of development. So, yes, bring motion keyframing to Final Cut Pro. Is it that hard to do? Maybe the Motion team won't give them the code for it. Who the heck knows? Yeah, that would be great. But it is complex. Now, people talk about, oh no, I don't want Final Cut Pro to get complex. I like it simple. I like it dumbed down. The way it is. No, I don't. Motion is complex. Logic is complex. Both of those are complex pro apps that Apple has out. DaVinci Resolve is extremely complex. You can get things done, but you can dig into the nuts and bolts of it to modify things. And yes, Final Cut has a simple mode, but I'd like to be able to get in there in the nuts and bolts and get into settings more than I can presently. I don't want a dumbed down version of Final Cut. That's iMovie. That's iMovie to me. I'd like to see more complex, not more complex, but be able to go into settings more. Like, for example, every time I open up a timeline, a new timeline, I have to go to the right and set the preference for the size of the film icon and the size of my audio. Every time for 12 years, I've had to go over there and set that up the way I want it manually for 12 years. Why can't I set it up once And either Final Cut remembers that setting, and every time I do a new project, it saves it, and that setting comes up, or gives me the option to save that as my default setting. 12 years I've been going over here and changing that every time I make a timeline. 12 years. Just like the scrolling timeline, it took a long time, but I've been doing this for 12 years. Constantly. Don't do it no more with 10.7. As someone who does not use Final Cut for a living, I do not think I have used but a fragment of what is possible in Final Cut Pro. Feature requests are thus left to people who use it to create a living. No, you can, that's nice, that's being courteous. That's being very generous of you, but you, of course, can also make a suggestion and feature request. Absolutely. So sometimes people that use it all the time won't see something that you might see. So make your feature requests. Absolutely. So I have a couple of things for Final Cut here. Let me just pull this up. Let me pull my web browser up. Turn that off. So over here, FCPX.TV, this is the longest running Final Cut Pro website for Final Cut Pro 10 in existence. We've been around for the longest amount of time. But one of the things that I've put over here that I keep tracking is Final Cut Pro 10.7 Master List, Articles, Tutorials, and Commentary. So you click on that. Look, we're live. Let me see you pull this up live. We'll articles, tutorials, and comment. Here we go. So we're on there live right now on the page. But I have these lists of all these links, live links. Is the try Final Cut for 10.7 for free. Of all these 90 days live links. What the heck are we going on here? Why is that coming on there? Is the try Final Cut for 10. I don't know why that keeps going off. I click it on and it comes on by itself. I don't know why it does that, but it does. Why that keeps going. See, it just comes on by itself. Anyway, I have a list over there of all the, and what page is that? Yeah, see, there's no thing there I can do. Anyway, I have a list over there of all the pages that. I'm going to do this. List of all things. I keep this updated. Master list, articles, commentaries, tutorials. We'll go over there real quick again. I'm going to press the on button. And you have all these articles. Ian Anderson's article, 3 new features of Final Cut Pro from Larry Jordan. Apple releases Final Cut Pro 10.79 to 5. What's hot and what's not in the new Final Cut Pro 10.7 update. Dylan John. I met Dylan with Final Cut Pro in NAB a couple years ago. FX Factory, all these different articles. And this will be updated as I see new articles that catch my attention. That'll be updated. Don't forget to, there we go, subscribe. I guess I was hoping that Apple would have built their Power Mac 2019 with the ability to replace the Intel chips with their chips. I know everything is all on board for the now. That would have been nice, but I guess the infrastructure is completely different. Everything else that's inside the Mac Pro is different for their chips versus the Intel chips. I had a 2019 Mac Pro, the Intel one. I wanted the most powerful Mac I could have at the time, so I bought one. And I sold it, and I'm waiting for my next Mac. It's either going to be a Mac M3 Mac Studio, or it's going to be an M3 16-inch MacBook Pro. Haven't decided yet. The MacBook Pro that I spec'd out was like $5,200. I said, man, that's a lot of money, considering my M1 Max 2021 M1 Max 16 inches doing fantastic. I don't think I would get that right now. I think if I bought one now, I'd wait for the M3 Studio for home here. And then I have this M1 to take on the road when I go to NAB and I go to the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. That's what I would expect. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. It is appreciated. So what else do we have? Let me see. Let me check over there on good old Twitter, X. Let me see what's going on over there on Twitter and X, if anything to bring up. I don't see anything. Just that we're live on Twitter X right now, of course. And I decided to go back to 10 a.m. rather than 9 a.m. like I have for the last couple of weeks. So 10 a.m. will be the normal time. I might go on 9 a.m. once in a while, but 10 a.m. will be the normal time. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, just briefly, is people ask me, since you got the scrolling timeline, what else are you looking for Final Cut Pro? And I always say the same things. Text-based editing with auto captions, they should come together. It should come together. Both text-based editing and the ability to add auto captions to your timeline, and a roles-based mixer, whatever they're going to do with the mixing board, with that mixing situation. Because right now it's a very clunky working back in and out of compound clips. Just like for years they said, oh, what do you need a scrolling timeline for? It's available in Chris Hawking's thing. I said, it's not what I'm talking about. I want it to be native to Final Cut. So people are saying that, oh, you can have different plugins for the captions and the text-based editing. I understand, and they're great additions. Lumberjack Systems is fantastic. So is our friend Ultimedia. They have a captioning thing, which I really, really like. Those are fantastic. There's other ones that I can use, but a lot of times I'll just go into DaVinci Resolve, take my timeline into DaVinci Resolve and let it auto captions, and I have the captions I can modify and customize and everything. So there's nothing better for me when I'm editing audio is the ability to do it with text. And the absolute best way to do it for me is Descript. They have the absolute fantastic best way to edit video. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me see here. Streaming. Channel contents, YouTube. Let me pull this up. I'll pull you up the example of this, but it's really, really, really good. Now I'm going to turn the audio down once again.
I use Logic for most of my stuff.
Well, let me just do this. I'll turn my mic off.
Off, it transcribes your audio. Once it's transcribed, they have a timeline with the audio. They have a timeline with the audio waveform, and they have captions right above matching each place in the audio waveform. On top of the audio waveform, automatically they appear. You can edit something by
Notice how it's doing it. It captions your audio, and it places the caption on top of the waveform in the timeline. So the audio is married to the waveform in the timeline automatically. And the caption is linked to the waveform. The caption is linked to its rightful place in the waveform. You drag the caption around and the audio waveform goes with it. You can delete audio, you can put space between audio, and you can look at your text above, and this is the case of Descript, and you can see, like I can see a whole block of a paragraph. I don't want that. Just select it all and delete it all at once. Or if I wanted to take that section of audio, select it all, I can move it somewhere else in the timeline. That's the other thing. So text-based editing, absolutely. I want to see it natively in Final Cut Pro. Not as much for video. It's mostly for audio editing. It's useful for video too. It's very useful for both. But anyway, text-based editing with auto captions and some kind of a roles-based mixer. That's what I'm hoping for in 2024. Now we have the usual suspects. We have NAB coming up. We have WWDC coming up. These are time periods that they could announce new features for Final Cut Pro 10.7 at some point, right? Yes. So we'll see. Stick around for next Saturday. I'm not sure. We'll see if we come back on Saturday. Maybe we'll come back on Saturday. If not, on my Facebook group, you can go over there and check it out. So we have, let me see here. We have this. This is our Facebook group for Final Cut Pro 10.7. It's for 10.7 only, not for 10.6, 10.5, 10.4, and 10.3. It's specifically for 10.7. So if you want to join that group, right now we're at 250 members. We've only been around for 2 weeks. And I want to keep a nice, concise group. I like nice, concise Facebook groups. And this is this group, Final Cut Group, Facebook.com groups, Final Cut Radio TV is for discussing these live streams and for general discussion. Usually I'll post here first before I post anywhere else. That's the place that I will typically post, Final Cut Radio TV over there on Facebook. So if I don't see you next Saturday, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. Maybe we'll get a Christmas present from the Final Cut Pro team and get 10.7.1, little bug fix before the holidays. But there's no guarantee. I'm not that confident we're going to see that, but I know we're going to see it, but it might be January. They might wait till after Christmas. They might already be gone. Who the heck knows? They might already be gone. Let's see what's out there. One last check. There we go.
You can edit something by...
And let's see what Instagram's doing. Yep, Instagram's there.
And dragging.
Turn that down. All right, there we go. Subscribe. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. It is appreciated. I'm going to get out of here for today. And Joe Wilson says, Merry Christmas. Always enjoy your streams. Thank you very much, Joe. Joe was a contributor over there at buymeacoffee.com. Big contributor. So we always appreciate that. I want to shout out to everybody that does that. We'll be asking again when I go to NAB. That's not yet, though. That'll be in 2024. However, Final Cut Pro Radio podcast will be starting its 9th year in January. 9th year in January. And that's, an all-time record for Final Cut Pro Radio. That's fantastic. All right, I'm going to get out of here because my throat is a little bit funky today. And if Final Cut Pro 10.7.1 comes out next week, I'll come back on with a live stream and we'll talk about it. We'll see what's in it and what things are fixed, and we'll talk about it. All right. I'm going to get out of here and take care of myself. And I wish everybody to have a great week. If I don't see you next week, have a very great Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Just subscribe to Final Cut Pro Radio. There you go, Final Cut Radio. Fantastic. I appreciate it. Tell your friends. Join us on Saturdays. Usually on Saturdays or weekends, good time to tune in to Final Cut Pro Radio on YouTube and Facebook Live. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody. I will see you, if not this week, if not next week, I'll see you sometime after the holidays. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. One more comment there. Merry Christmas to all, and to all good morning. Absolutely. Absolutely. Talk to you all later.